All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to deal with all the angles that deal with a circle. All right, so this first one, if you notice, it's made up of a chord and a tangent. We're going to call it a tangent chord angle. And the way that we deal with these is it is half of the angle or half of the arc that it intercepts. So take a look at angle 1 here, how it intercepts arc AB, and angle 2 intercepts arc ACB. Basically, it looks like it's eating that arc, like if this was a mouth. So the way that you find how much it is, or the measure, angle 1 is half the measure of arc AB. Angle 2 is half the measure of arc ACB. Okay? The next one you're dealing with is called the chord-chord angle. It's made up of 2 chords. Now the way that we deal with these, or the way that we find these, is take a look at angle 1 here. Notice this is the arc that it intercepts, right? But you also need to take the arc of its vertical angle. So these 2 angles are vertical to each other. Notice this arc angle intercepts this arc BC. Okay, remember vertical angles are congruent. So if we have arc AD plus arc BC when it's a chord-chord angle. So angle 1 is going to be half of AD plus BC. If you look at angle 2 here, it intercepts CD and BA, right? Same, because that's what its vertical does, is the BA part. Vertical angles are congruent. So angle 2 is arc CD plus arc AB. We take half of that, okay? So again, notice these 2 are going to be the same. So you would take the same 2 arcs to add. So AD plus BC for angle 1, CD plus AB for angle 2, and you're always taking half. Now for 10.13, the theorem, these are 3 all combined and are all figured out the same way. First one is made up of a secant and a tangent. All you do is find this angle out here, this angle D here. We're going to take the arc furthest away, which is BC here, minus the arc closest, which is AC. And we take half every time. So arc BC minus arc AC, take half, that gives you angle D. Next one, this is a tangent angle, okay? So that's a tangent. Notice it's made up of 2 tangents. And again, you take the arc furthest away minus the arc that's closest inside of the angle. If you go back here, notice we didn't mention anything about AB. It has nothing to do with how much, with what the measure of that outside angle is, okay? It's only BC and AC. Here, with the tangent angle, the 2 arcs make up the whole circle. So if this arc is, let's say, 260, this arc's going to be 160 because they have to make up the whole circle. So we're going to take the arc furthest away, BDC, subtract the arc closest, and take half. And then the last one, we'll call it the secant angle. Okay? It's made up of 2 secants. We take the furthest arc away, CD, minus the closest, BE. We take half again. Okay? Notice I didn't mention anything about this arc up here or this arc down here. This is just, we're just focused on what's in between these 2 rays here, okay? So arc CD minus arc BE. Okay, so we're gonna do some of the problems here from section 10.5. All right, this first one, it's made up of a tangent right here and a chord. Okay, this is a tangent chord angle, so we know it's going to be half of the arc and intercept. Now this is kind of a bad question, all right? Because what they're talking about is they want to know what this arc AB is, not this arc. If you remember when I discussed major and minor arcs usually have 3 letters. And in fact, from this point going forward, that's what you're probably going to see. Major arcs with 3 letters. Okay, anyway, so this is 101 degrees. It's half of this arc. So you need to multiply 101 by 2. So our arc AB is going to be 202 degrees. Okay, nice and easy. This one is a chord-chord angle. This is number 5. Remember what a chord-chord angle is. We take the arc that the angle intercepts, add it to the arc of its vertical angle. See, here's the vertical angle. Here's the arc that the vertical angle intercepts. okay? So what we want to do then is angle 1 is going to equal 1/2 of, we're going to add those two together, 140 and 116. So angle 1 is 1/2 of 256, which means angle 1 is 128 degrees. Next, number 7. Again, we're trying to find angle 1. This is a tangent angle, okay? So if you remember, in a tangent angle, the two arcs are going to add up to be 360. So if this arc is 243, then this arc here is going to be 117. Okay, that's where they... So this arc here from point to point going this way is 243. This arc here is 217. With the tangent, we're going to take those two arcs right there and we're going to subtract them and take half. So angle 1 is 1/2 of 243 minus 117. So angle 1 is going to be half of, let's see, what is that, 126? So angle 1 equals 63. Okay, number 10. This one is a secant and a tangent, okay? So these three arcs have to add up to be 360. Well, I have 274 and 119, that's 293, okay? So then what that's telling me is, since those are 293, then this arc in here is going to be 67 degrees, okay? So we're going to take the arc here, 119, and subtract 67 from it to get angle 1. So angle 1 is 1/2 of 119 minus 67. So angle 1 is 1/2 of 52. So angle 1 equals 26. Okay? So what you guys have to do the rest on that page 196, 197 from section 10.5. Do 1 to 18, wash your hands, save a life.